Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yep. Yes, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For those in the building, please stay standing while we recognize those who have passed since our last meeting. Horace Thurman, Clifford J. Faust Sr., Millie Giamichael, Bruce Hornbeck, fire exits are right here. That's the only place that we go out if there's a problem in the building. The fire escape in the
Sunday,
back.
Millie passed.
Roll call. Mike?
Here.
Paul?
Here.
Cassie?
Here.
Here.
We have a full board. No correspondence? Peggy?
No.
Attorney concerns? Bill Kyer?
No, we haven't already talked about it.
Alrighty. Petitioners? I guess we have a public hearing, we gotta stop that, right? And then go.
Yeah, that's 7:10.
7:10.
Got 9
So-
more minutes.
How much?
9 more minutes.
8 minutes.
Oh,
So we could
8 minutes.
we could go on to
It's okay, that's 8 minutes.
Yep, you can do the rest.
Yeah,
Do I shut the door, Karen?
sure.
No, we gotta keep it open. Oh, you gotta keep it open.
Are you good? All right. Well, KFASAD is here for the public hearing, not the petitioner's time. So is there anybody on Zoom or in the audience here in the building that has a concern that they want to address to the town board? Here you do. If you want to come up and state your name,
Yeah, I think those are the things that you and town register.
I can't hear you.
So my name is
Come up to the podium for us.
I'm sorry.
Come closer.
Sorry. It's about the ambulance, we're gonna do that in 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes, we'll do the ambulance.
Sorry.
All right, so until 7:10, we're gonna start our business of, you could do the resolution, I imagine?
Yep.
So the first resolution on the agenda is the Wawarsing Town Board by resolution approves the transfer $64,622 from the Kerhonkson Sewer District Capital Fund to fund the unfunded portion of the CDBG 1215 PR 1905 project for additions and alterations to the Kerhonkson wastewater treatment facility.
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Bill makes the motion and Paul seconds, and that's a roll call vote. So Mike,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Cassie,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
and I vote aye, so that resolution is passed. The next resolution is the town board by resolution authorizes the supervisor to sign a shared service agreement on behalf of the town of Wawarsing, which authorizes the highway superintendent to directly contract with the town of Esopus for the borrowing and lending of materials and supplies and exchanging, leasing, renting, machinery, equipment, including the operators thereof, for the purpose of aiding the superintendent in the performance of his or her duties.
So moved. Second.
Mike makes the motion, Paul seconds it. It's a roll call vote. Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Cassie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That resolution is carried. Okay, we have budget modifications. We have 3 budget modifications, I believe. And they are the general A fund, decrease the expense code A 1990.4 contingency account, $15,000. And increase the expense account A 5182-4 street lighting contractual, $15,000. Highway DB fund, increased revenue code DB 3501 CHIPS money, which is the state funding, $315,000. and increase the expense code to DB 5197.4 chips for the same amount of $315,000. The third one is Kerhonkson Water and Sewer. Increase the revenue code SW1 599, appropriated fund balance of $8,288.05, and increase the expense code 8330-4.4 water purification contractual 8,288.05.
I make a motion to accept the 3 budget mods.
Bill makes that motion and Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion's carried. Town board to approve the bills as audited.
So moved.
We have 3 signatures. Bill makes the motion.
Second.
Cassie seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the assessor report for July, the building department for July, the justice court report for July, the highway department, the town clerk's report, the maintenance report, the dog controls officer's report, Ellenville Wawarsing Youth Commission report, and the supervisor's report.
Then move 3 through 11.
Second.
So that's a motion to approve 3 through 11. Bill makes the motion and Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motions are carried. Town board authorizes the town clerk to advertise the following dates in September to set the budget workshop meetings to discuss the 2024 budget. September 6th, 11th, 13th, 18th, 20th, 25th, and 27th.
So moved.
Paul makes a motion, Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion's carried. So this would be the tentative budget, which is due September 30th, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Then after the 30th, which is the tentative, we go to a preliminary budget, then we go to the final budget in November.
All meetings will be held at 3 p.m.
And the meetings are at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Yes.
Number 13, town board to reappoint Andrew Flanagan to the Assessment Board of Review. The reappointment is for a 5-year term ending September 30th, 2028.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve to hire Ronald Van Aken for the position of court security office in the Justice Court on a per diem basis. This per diem rate will be $99.39. This is a subject to pre-employment physical and drug testing.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Bill seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the reimbursement of $285 to Julia Deo, lifeguard, for the lifeguard certification class at American Lifeguard Association, Inc.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Cassie seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. We're going to stop at 15 and we're going to go to the public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing is to receive input and comments from the public regarding the proposed Kerhonkson First Aid Ambulance District, KFAS. So, have a motion to open?
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion to open it and Paul seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so now the public hearing is open. Come on up to the podium, state your name, share what you want to share.
Good evening, Supervisor Houck and members of the town board. My name is Charles Nurko. I'm a volunteer EMT at the Kerhonkson Accord First Aid Squad. Imagine you call 911 because you or a loved one is in need of emergency medical care and an ambulance doesn't show up. That's not the plot of a horror film. That's the state of EMS throughout the state today. Over the past several years, 30 EMS agencies in the state of New York have had to shut down their doors because of inadequate funding. The town board's decisive action will help save KFAS and make sure that our ambulance can continue to serve those in need. I'm joined today by my fellow officers from the squad. I have President David Linscott, Vice President Billy Biesemer, Captain Tara McCarthy, we have Treasurer Bob Newell, Trustee Brad Rockwell, and Sergeant Bethany Linscott with us today. We were founded in 1965 as a first aid squad. Neighbors with first aid kits going to run to help out other neighbors in need. Today, we operate a top flight basic life support ambulance service with certified EMTs. We serve the Kerhonkson portion of the town of Wawarsing, and we provide mutual aid backup coverage for the entire town when Ellenville squad is unavailable. So far to date this year, our squad has provided 58 calls covered through mutual aid for the entire town of Wawarsing, providing a vital safety net to this community when Ellenville squad is unavailable. We're an independent, not-for-profit organization. We're not a government agency. We're not part of the town. When we do receive a 911 call, we take down the patient's information for their insurance purposes, and we do bill insurance. However, in a rural area like ours, insurance recoveries alone are not adequate to sustain our squad. That's because our biggest expense is remaining a full crew in a state of readiness to respond to the next call. Because we're a nonprofit, unlike for-profit ambulance companies, we offer fair prices perpetually forever in the future as long as our nonprofit continues to exist. We've seen the benefits of our partnership with town. The town of Rochester created a district for our squad last year. And through that partnership, we were able to take an low 80% response rate, relying only on volunteers, hire EMTs and ambulance crews when our volunteers are unavailable, and our squad is now proud of our near perfect 100% response rate. It's not entirely 100% because sometimes you have one of those days when there's multiple simultaneous calls and you have to rely on mutual aid, but 24/7, 365, there is a local ambulance crew in this town that knows the town, knows the schools, knows the nurse's office in the schools, the houses of worship, the restaurant, and all public places. That local knowledge is so invaluable. So in addition to using the funding for staffing, we're also acquiring better medical equipment to make sure that when you call our squad, the ER comes to your home and you get the best care possible. If I get one of my colleagues bring up the stretcher. This is a power stretcher that we acquired last year. This is currently on a loan that we're looking to have funding to pay off. Prior to this, our stretcher wasn't powerful enough to lift some of our patients. That puts our responders at risk of injury, as well as our patients at risk of injury when they're dropped.
Get that in the end.
Now with this power stretcher, we can safely transport our patients, as well as reduce the risk of a career-ending injury to one of our healthcare providers. We're looking to acquire additional funds to replace this. This is an AED. This shocks your heart back into rhythm during a cardiac emergency. It's as old as some of our cardiac patients. We want better equipment to make sure that when you call us, we can fight and increase your chance of survival. One of the items that we acquired last year with town funding that we're still on loan and paying off is this device. This is called a Lucas. It's a mechanical CPR device. And when we get a call and we start CPR, we can place this device on the patient. This takes over performing chest compressions on the patient. That means that our ambulance crew can focus on providing other medications and doing other interventions. So in combination with this machine taking over CPR and our crew providing oxygen and other medications, we boost the chance of survival during a cardiac event. This device was credited with a life saved last year in town shortly after we acquired it. If we don't receive adequate funding, there's a risk that our squad may go insolvent because relying on insurance recoveries alone is not enough to sustain us, and we're unable to acquire equipment that the community needs in order to ensure they get proper medical care. We'd like to thank Supervisor Hauk, members of the town board for their leadership and partnership with the squad, ensuring that the community has this vital safety net available to them. Town Attorney Bill Collier for his leadership and assistance with the district organizing process as well. And we hesitate asking for your help. We're usually the ones that show up, but there is this critical need. And through the formation of this district, we'll ensure that the community remains safe and healthy. Thank you so much.
You want to also mention about adequate CPR and all that? We have the machine.
All right, is there anyone else that wants to come up to address this issue specifically?
Good evening.
State your name, please.
My name is Zorian Pinsky. I'm a resident of town of Rochester.
Okay.
I'm here, I guess I'm representing your citizens as well. Because the medical services in the community should be as important as the fire services. And last year, our town was debating that, and ultimately, the community made a wise decision to create a tax district. And the CAFAS now sounds like a more or less good footage in town of Rochester geographical area, but I think your community also will be benefit if it becomes more reliable tax district when people are sure that if they call for medical emergency, they will come as reliably as a fire truck would come. So basically that's what I try to bring up to your thinking process, and I hope I'm sure your community, your citizens will appreciate your decision because you're ultimately responsible for their well-being.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So was it stated, Mr. Norco, that the district is the footprint of the Kerhonkson Fire District, correct?
Yes, Supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah, that encompasses, I think, like close to 700 parcels. The rest of the town of Wawarsing is in the Wawarsing Ambulance District, which is serviced by Aldo First Aid Rescue Squad as their primary service provider. So the Kerhonkson Fire District is the only, those taxpayers in the Kerhonkson Fire District are the only taxpayers in the town that aren't being taxed for ambulance first aid squad.
Right. And there are some times that you mentioned, 58 times this year, for the assisted mutual aid in the town of Wawarsing. That's a good point to bring up. Anybody else have any questions or comments, or Dave, you want to come up?
I know that it's down the district, but we service with the rehabilitation center on Ulster Heights Road.
Samaritan Village.
Yeah, Ellenville's there a lot, and so are we. You know, just to help out, and my personal opinion is we need all need to work together, and you know, to get us a common goal. You know, Marbletown, Ellenville, and us. We all need to work together and help each other out. You know.
So, you're Dave Linscott, the president,
Correct.
Okay. Just want to introduce you as to the people that are watching.
So
the meeting.
sorry.
That's okay. But since we have these video Zoom meetings, we can log them and archive them, and if anybody wants to watch these meetings, then they know who they're listening to.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else in the building or on Zoom?
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
I thought we were gonna keep it open.
Bill, you want to listen to Paul?
Your guys' choice. You want to leave it up until the next meeting, or if you want to close?
I don't see, what's the positive or negative of leaving it open? I don't know.
Well, once you close it, you couldn't reopen it for the next meeting.
No, I understand that.
If we close it, can we still get comments from the public, like in writing to the town, or?
Sure.
Okay.
Until you can get comments until we vote on it, which would be, the earliest you can vote on it would be the next meeting.
All right, I would prefer to do it that way.
Close it then.
It's a good question, but comments are still, allowable, so.
Yep.
Somebody make a motion to,
I made a motion.
Bill makes the motion to close.
Close the public hearing, but you're willing to accept written comments, email comments, up through 7 p.m. on September 7th, I think.
So, yeah.
Correct.
Second.
Cassie seconded, and, is it a public hearing, is it a resolution, or just a vote?
It's the motion.
Okay, so it's a motion, so all in favor?
Aye.
Motion, that motion's carried. Thank you for coming in and respectfully and definitively explaining what you guys are doing and how it helps the community, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for your job
Yep.
and your service.
We stopped here. We stopped at 15.
Stop to 15, yes.
Stop at 15.
We'll let people exit the room for a second. I don't.
Yeah, move on.
Number 16,
Yep.
town board to refer the 3-lot subdivision request of ERE Properties, SBL 84.2-2-14.200 to the town of Wawarsing Planning Board for open development area pursuant to section 112-24 of the zoning law for their consideration and report. Planning board is to render the report to the town board within 62 days of the referral.
So moved.
Nancy makes that motion.
Second.
Bill seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 17, town board to approve the release of the remaining money that's being held in escrow in the amount of $307.50 to 41 North Ellen Timber Harvest. This is per the recommendation of the building department in a letter dated August 3rd, 2023.
So moved.
Bill makes a motion. Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the release of remaining money that's being held in escrow in the amount of $601.25 to Saunders Hill Farms LLC. This is per the recommendation of the planning board in a letter dated August 8th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion. Bill seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the release of the remaining money that's being held in escrow in the amount of $2,521.25 to Wally Nichols. This is per the recommendation of the planning board in a letter dated August 14th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion. Cassie
Now,
seconds
does
it.
that have anything to do with what we just discussed before?
No.
Tamarack? No.
No. No, with the solar thing.
No, that's,
No, I
Different
don't
thing?
believe
that's building.
Okay.
But I believe this is on his property, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, but is it his project or is it another owner? I'm not sure.
I have to look at a report.
I'll have to find that. Who made the motion?
I made the motion.
I seconded it.
Mike makes the motion, Cassie seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve invoice 2023-4471 in the amount of $3,968 to Advanced Testing Company, Inc. for the new highway garage and rehabilitation project.
So moved.
Mike
Second.
makes the motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the proposal in the amount of $11,600 for the installation of the town clerk plus software program, plus up to 4 hours of training at $175 an hour.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion is carried. This is very similar or exact to Rochester's, I believe, is that
Yes.
accurate? Okay. 22, town board to authorize Labella to seek requests for proposals for directional drilling and service connection 60 to 6734 Route 209, Kerhonkson as part of the Wawarsing Water District.
So moved.
Cassie makes that motion.
Second.
Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Where's
Aye.
Motion's carried.
The horse farm.
23, town board to approve Honorable Charles Deshon, Town Justice, to attend New York State Magistrates Association Annual Conference. The conference will be held Sunday, October 1st, 23 through Wednesday, October 4th, 2023 at the Crown Plaza, Lake Plaza. The amount of the conference not to exceed $1,000. Town vehicle will be used for transportation.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Paul seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion is carried. 24, town board to approve the purchase of 2 pieces of playground equipment, including mulch, playground border, ADA ramps, and installation in the amount of $81,251 from All People Can Play for the Burn Road Park.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Paul seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion is unanimous. Number 25, town board to revise a motion passed at August 3rd meeting approving Michelle Manalfi, court clerk, Tanya Salstrom, court clerk, to attend the annual conference, New York State Magistrates Conference, I think it is. The conference will take place from Sunday, September 17th through Wednesday, September 30th at the Turning Stone, Verona, New York. Revised total cost not to exceed $1,551. The town vehicle will be used for transportation.
So moved.
Second.
Paul makes a motion and Mike seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 26, town board authorizes the supervisor to execute the MOA or Memorandum of Agreement between the town of Wawarsing and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Council 66, Clerical Union, AFSCME, regarding an increase in hourly wage for the court clerk and court clerks and clerk to the justice positions.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes the motion, Bill seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. And we have any other motions that are not on here? No.
Jackie, we had one that we overlooked that we thought was taken care of before, where we increased the pay for the one person at the pool there that had the crisis.
She was our EMT,
Right.
our EMT training and crisis training.
I know Tracy had asked me about it earlier.
Yeah. Can we make that motion tonight, or should we wait till?
You can make that motion tonight as long as somebody writes it up.
Do you have it written?
I don't have it written up, but it's to town clerk. I'll write it, but I know what it's supposed to say. It says town board to authorize a increase in pay retroactive to June 13th for Malaria Escobar. Now I've lost it. It's gone. I was doing so well.
From 17 to 19, right?
Yeah, from $15 to $19 an hour, retroactive to June 13th, which was when she started.
In total, that's it?
Yeah, in total.
So we can make the motion and then
I'll write it.
between you and you'll give it to Jackie.
I will. Before I leave, I'll put it in.
And it'll match what we said.
Yes. I apologize.
All right, so the motion was made by Cassie, seconded by
Second.
Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion's carried. Okay. Tony's not here. Bill Brown.
Exciting news is that we just approved the purchase of some playground equipment for Burn Road Park. And when a delivery date is established, the wood structure will be demolished and removed as part of the in-kind service that's required for the satisfying the grant. Summer camp is over, a very successful season. I heard a lot of positive feedback from that. And for the first time in many years, the pool did not have to be closed by the health department for any reason. So kudos to all those individuals responsible for that. Town board will be looking at a new salary schedule for the lifeguards and pool director for next year. Supervisor and I had a very positive meeting with the Shawangunk Valley senior citizens, and we'll be able to help them out a little bit financially in the near future, as soon as they sign all the paperwork. And I'm going to be reaching out to the village to try to get the rail trail project near Burnrow Park started. The project has been grant funded for some time now, so hopefully we can move that along and get it connected to the new playground. That's all I have.
All right, that would be Cassie's 4.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. I do want to Nassar gave me a flyer. We're doing the soccer clinics at Littman Park Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. Ages 12 to 16. It's free, so it's from, well, we actually started August 1st, and it's to September 5th. So go on out, and if you meet the crew out there, and they're doing a soccer clinic. So she wanted me to show everybody that. I want to congratulate the camp staff for an amazing season. Nosari gave us a breakdown of everything they did, and I'm just tired reading it. They packed so much into 7 weeks of camp. I thoroughly enjoyed the final talent show. That was so much fun to watch the kids get up there and really have a good time.
Carnival Day was wonderful too.
Yes, we enjoyed Carnival Day as well, and the owl. The owl was my favorite bird. So camp season is closed out. Our next thing is flag football. More information on that to follow, probably at the next meeting. We're moving along. The Wawarsing Water District, all connections have been made that can be connected at this point. We have about 5 houses that can't be connected until the tank's online due to pressure issues, but all other ones have been done, and most of our contractors are down to punch list items. We're still waiting on Eventus to do the green sand filter flush, which is apparently a very complex thing to do. When I have a timetable on that, I'll advise. But we're very close to the end of this project, and it's very exciting. And that's all I have tonight, guys.
Okay, Paul.
Okay, just one little extra thing on the Wawarsing Water District. Latest information we have is that we're looking to hopefully get the pump station and treatment facility up and running sometime in September. So that's just another step to finally basically completing that whole project. So yes, we're going to have hopefully a ribbon cutting sometime in September for opening up that water district pump station. The one other thing, I had the pleasure yesterday of attending the Public Interest Group, the Nappaneck Public Interest Group concert series, and it was a wonderful concert last night. If anyone's looking for some things to do, there's 2 more concerts. There's going to be one on August 23rd, and Albie Balua is going to be singing and entertaining us. The next one is August 30th, and that's going to be the Manicline Brothers. It's at the Elks Lodge. It's from 6 until 7:30 p.m. And the one in particular on August 30th is to honor all of the veterans. So I encourage anyone, whether you be a senior or a not so senior person, I think that those concerts are very well done, and everyone that attended last night, I think, had a very good time. So,
Free brownie and ice cream was awesome, by the
yes,
way. I really
the
enjoyed that.
St. Mark's Church provides free brownie and ice cream too at each one of them. So, yeah, absolutely. And that's all I've got for today.
Mike?
Okay, as far as emergency services go, the Elmo Rescue Ambulance responded to 174 calls last month. KFASAD responded to 77. They did 58 mutual aid calls to Ellenville so far this year, as noted previously this evening in the meeting that we had. As far as the building department goes, they're still plugging along, pretty busy in there. We had 22 COs given, 40 brand new applications, or I should say building permits, and 71 inspections, which is still on the up. We are working on our fire inspections too, which is a very good sign. Very happy to hear what Bill said about the equipment being purchased for the Burn Road Park. Just another step in getting us working together with the village and vice versa. As far as the assessor goes, I just want to read one thing off her report, which pertains to the senior citizens exemption. The New York State has made some changes to the low-income senior citizens exemption, RP 467. The requirements have changed, and the general consensus is amongst the assessors that more seniors will be now qualifying for this exemption that weren't able to before. There's a lot more information that they're looking into. They will have more. They will have a finalized preparation of information coming out, and she'll forward it to me, and I'll let you know at a further date. That's all I have for this evening.
All right, so as Bill spoke and Mike about the Burn Road Park, we were the project managers for the combined $400,000 grant. As stated, we've got approved two pieces tonight. The way that was initially formulated with the grant, we looked into, with Mike Warren of the village as a member of the team that was in the joint group. We came up with a particular piece of equipment or apparatus for the park, similar to something at Lippman Park. And for the application, when we submitted it to the county, and as time went along, they had it on sale for 50% of the actual price. So within the last couple of weeks, we really couldn't, get it together to, get to the point where we approved it tonight. It took a while, but with a lot of hard work, we discussed it with the company, and they're honoring the, even though it's beyond the deadline of their 50%, they agreed to sell it for 50% of what the initial cost was. So what we did was we ended up purchasing another piece of equipment, which we circulated. I went to the Village Town Parks meeting this morning at 8 o'clock, and I gave everybody on that group a copy of what the two pieces are. So those two pieces will fit really nice and snug right into the site where the existing structure is now. So that should be something that would be operational for a number of years, but it's a good start for that particular project. We're going into this another phase of it where we're talking about. I had Michael Jetter and Bill and I discussed with Mr. Jetter from the street department of the village. We discussed the paving of the basketball court and the tennis court, and what type of substance or what type of outlay is done, because there's ways to do professional, or it's different than paving a road. There's a number of ways. So we discussed it with Michael on that, and we looked at Callahan's, I believe was.
Yeah, they're on state bid.
Yeah, so we had, for the application with the county, we had the required number of quotes. And then what we had a conversation with Michael yesterday was that fact that Callahan's is on the state bid. We could just basically start right there and have them do the project. I'm not sure whether.
They were the low bidder anyhow. for
It
the
was
quotes
80
that
some
we got.
thousand? Was it 89,000 or
I believe
something? So it was actually doing the basketball court and the tennis court. And then we also discussed the fencing. But then this morning I was talking in the parks meeting that Michael Warren brought up that, if possible, we'll have to take a look at it and maybe we don't want to completely tear down the existing fence. The initial submission was to remove it, correct?
Yeah, but I think that they have to remove it in order to do the paving.
Yes, they obviously do, just like they did with the pickleball court.
Right.
So whether they have to take the entire structure out at all, I don't know, but there has to be an assessment. That's what we came up with. We have to, not only talk about it, we have to go down there and see, if it's a valid option, and if it's not a valid option, it fits into the package that we put together. So that'll be a decision that we'll be making in the next few weeks. But it looks like Callanans will get that, job, which it's gonna work out very good. And so that's where the town is presently. We're working right with the village. They had, they were agreeing with it, that we, is the best way to do it. I mean, how can you, it was just our fortune that we ended up getting a piece for 50% off. And, we were able to get a second piece. So, what else? Yeah, this morning we had a good meeting with Annie Berglin and Paul Calucci from Open Space Institute for the money that the county's awarding to OSI to improve the rail trail from the sewer plant of the village to the prison correctional facility, just to the border of the correctional facility. So we had a conversation this morning for about an hour. Bill was there, and we discussed pretty much all of the, all the issues that were involved from the sewer plant to the border of the old, what they call the old Bennett House. This afternoon, Paul and Annie were sitting and talking with the present owner of that building, and I believe he's been, actually, what Annie and Paul basically mentioned was that over the last year or two, they've, or maybe Tony Pace was there also, and the town has helped out in taking down some trees, but also the OSI has also taken some trees down. There's a pond over there that I don't know if we're keeping it or not keeping it, but not we, the property itself. But the problem with that property always was that the trail borders like the front of the guy's house. So they were talking to him about, having an official easement of doing that, and he seemed to be okay with it. And as it was discussed by this Mr. Calucci, that, he has taken down a number of trees on the guy's property, and so that was sort of a give and take type of situation, which it was needed to get done, and it's an agreement between the OSI and that property owner anyway. So that was a good meeting. Going back to the Burn Road grant, I didn't mention that yesterday I talked to the county ARPA funding office, and I didn't talk to Ashley, who was the person I normally talk to, but I did talk to the person that works with her, and I was asking when they're going to forward the final documents for any and all of the $2 million that they've awarded through the entire county, and they're getting close to that, but the conditions are as stated in the grant process, and you can go back to probably February of this year and use that for the in-kind work of the $25,000, and whatever type of work that you did would be granted, and that's an unheard of type of situation. Usually that's not the traditional way to do that, which is a good thing. TJ Brawley in the building department, as Mike says, they're all working together, and I think we're improving the running of the department. I believe he's bringing a leadership role to the building department that is spelling out very clearly when a customer comes in, a resident comes in, we, find out how we can resolve what their issue is. And there's a lot of different issues in the building department. Our approach is to, give them the right information. We're looking into having some of the permits created in a different manner, or advertising them on our website in a different manner, which should, if you have 100 questions or 105 questions or whatever it is, we should throw it all out there and put it on the website so it can save time and money for the client plus the town if we have it all out there. Because a lot of times people will come to the building department and they'll just say, oh, well, what do we do? And it's, if they have it on the website and we advertise it that way, the hope is that they're prepared themselves before they come in, and it's an easier process going forward. So, thank you, Mike, for working with the building department, and TJ is a good addition to our leadership here. What else? The senior center, Bill and I have been working with the senior center people. We ended up getting their bylaws. We got their people that are on their board. We got a lot of documentation for that, and we stressed very clearly that it's a year-to-year grant, just like it is for anybody else, and that we have to work with everybody, the Napanock Public Interest Group, anybody. It's a senior center for, the building is in Napanock, but we're trying to, actually, we had Masari, our recreation director, at the meeting yesterday, and this is the second time that she's met with that group, and Bill and I have shared what we think the town can do without expending a lot of funding. The recreation directors reached out to the Ellenville Hospital, and Bill's actually on the board of the Ellenville Hospital, so it's kind of a coordination that way, where we're talking about, what services the Ellenville Hospital can do for that. I think in the long run, we're looking to improve the senior center as it is. I'm not going to say all they have is bingo, because they have had other type of activities there in the past, and it's hard to get volunteers today to be involved with any type of situation. So I think this is a good move by the town of Wawarsing to improve the reaching out to the seniors, as well as the program that we have for the first year now with Masari as the recreation director. So I believe we're done tonight, and we have a motion to close the meeting.
Motion to close.
Mike makes the motion to close.
I'll second it.
Paul, I'm not sure. Are you ready, Bill, or you have something?
No.
All in favor?
Paul seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Good night.
Motion
Good night,
carried.
everyone.